Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Weekly Awakening Podcast. It is your host, Cosmic Colleen, back with a weekly astrology alert and update. I don't know about you, but I'm still feeling these full moon vibes. And if you listened to last week's episode, I said we are definitely going to be feeling it well into Monday. It has been a weird full moon, and I'm going to tell you about it. First of all, on this episode, we're going to talk about Mercury moving back into Libra, which is happening today. And it's going to be in Libra until October 29th. We got the Sun trine Saturn, Mercury opposite Jupiter, and Venus trine Saturn. So it's going to be a week where we're trying to find balance in our emotions. I want to remind everyone to follow me on social media, Cosmic Colleen 1C. Definitely want to focus probably on TikTok. I sit down, I sit with my notes, I write about what I think these astrology transits of the week are going to show up like in your life. But as I'm out there living them and I'm working with my clients, new things come to me. So on TikTok is where I usually post most of my videos about the astrology or updated information on these transits. Instagram, I kind of am hating Instagram. I think everyone who's been on it for a while and trying to build some sort of content is right now. It's being ruined a little bit. It's changing the algorithms. I have my reasons why I think it is, but we're not going to talk about that. It's not a conspiracy podcast. However, side note, on there I post a lot of more of my personal life on Instagram. Side note though, for those of you who know, I'm definitely getting hit with a lot of these scam accounts. And I know a lot of other astrologers, tarot readers, sort of energy workers. It's been bad and crazy, and and then they block you right away so you don't see them, but I'm getting all kinds of spam accounts. So basically they take my pictures and then they create a new thing and they'll make it like Cosmic Colleen, but with 3 C's or 2 C's or a 1 or an underscore. And then they follow you and then they DM you and say, hey, it's me. I'm offering a reading for $20, and whether they hack you, they steal your money, they do that. It is happening to everyone. I probably get a fake account request from a friend, that I've been friends with on social media at least several times a week, and I just instantly report it and block it. So just want to remind you, I will never DM you to tell you anything about offering a reading for any money. I have one account out there on Instagram, Cosmic Colleen 1C. If you do see those or you see any of these adding you, please block them, report them, do all of that. It's crazy. And so it's happening a lot. So to protect yourself, one way to know that it's a scam, if you're like, oh, is this someone else? Is this Cosmic Colleen made another page? Is go to the page and you'll see that all the posts will usually have been posted within the last 24 hours or 2 days or 3 days. And it's a bunch back. That's how you know it's a false account. But either way, I guess the universe wanted me to go off on that little message. So just report and just know that's not me. I would never, ever DM any of you about a reading or anything like that. Okay, and thank you again, everyone who continues to support the show by putting it out there. The best way you can support this right now, I'm fully self-supporting, funding myself, everything like that. So I just ask, sort of putting it out there to the universe, right? Send this to friends, post about it on social media, subscribe, rate, review, talk about it. And so many of you are doing that all the time. And again, thank you. It is, the collective. You guys are helping me so much. And that's the best way you can help this podcast. So again, thank you everyone for doing that. I want to talk about this full moon since we're still very much in it. It was a weird full moon for me. Again, this weekend, we all sort of felt tired, kind of maybe emotionally, mentally tired, but having high energy, lots and lots of energy. Or maybe we became tired because something we did ourselves, we ran too fast or too hard, or we partied too hard. Again, this past full moon, in Mars' sign definitely will bring about the way we like to escape. And whether it's sex, drugs, and rock and roll, we probably saw that and all of a sudden wondered, wait, why are we doing this? Is this detrimental to my life? Is anything good? We had this full moon opposite Venus. So again, really looking at our pleasures in life. Are we overdoing something? And here's what I was thinking about, really, about escaping into the moment. We all like to escape, right? I mean, the mind has naturally learned how to do that as a children for various reasons. And we don't always need to escape anymore, right? Maybe at one point we needed to escape because we felt so much pain and we wanted to escape that. And the brain gets addicted to those escaping feelings. And we might need to come back in touch with our current reality and our current moment because, especially if you're feeling like you're always out of the moment, always in the future, maybe you're using something, whether, again, person, place, thing, substance, to escape it, and you don't think you're escaping it anymore, but you kind of still are, And so, at moments in life, I definitely really wanted to escape. When I was young, I was a heroin addict. It's been well over a decade, and throughout my life, I've used other things to escape. Especially substances. That's definitely something for me that has been a lifelong, struggle in various situations with substances as I have used that to escape. And oftentimes, life is good. Life is very good for me. But then I'll say to myself, okay, I need to connect back because life is good right now, but my brain still wants to escape. Because I'm so used to that behavior. I'm so used to that mindset of escaping that now I've become addicted to it. However, I want to live in this moment, and my body, my soul, my spirit is calling me to live in this current moment. So first of all, if you're feeling that way, you need to get in touch with why do you want to escape this current moment? What is happening in this current moment? And I'm asking you that, and this isn't like a sobering episode, but we can all take substances too far. I definitely take my marijuana intake a little too far, and I've had to tail it back. I always try to do that. I'm saying, before you take that puff, before you take that drink, before you reach out to that person to escape in that way, say, what do I want to escape in this moment? Am I feeling anything? Do I just want to have fun? And by that, you're escaping boredom. You're escaping stillness. Do I feel too emotional? So I want to escape my emotions. Am I, you have to get in touch with that. And how can you connect back inward with yourself in your present moment? Because the truth is, when we're using anything, and love or lust, more lust is just the same, we're actually not connected with ourselves. We're not connected with the present moment. And one of the things I've been doing, and I talked about it with some clients this week and some people to bring me back into the moment. I'm definitely with all my I hope I didn't talk about this last week. I feel like I might have, but sorry, maybe I need to say it again. I'm very future thinking on that Mercury, so I've been really practicing being in the moment, whether I'm in the car, I'm in a doctor's office, I'm at work, is asking myself questions about what's in my current environment and what I'm seeing and feeling. So I'll say, let's say I'm in a nail salon, and I'll say, okay, what color did I choose? What color are my nails? What color do I feel right now? What noises am I hearing? What am I smelling? What kind of people do I see? Those type of things to bring you back into this moment. And again, so this full moon may have just really presented us or asked us to look at why are we escaping? How are we escaping? I did a podcast episode today. Oh, yeah. And then I want to talk about the full moon. Then I'll talk about the rest of the transits, how the full moon showed up for me, then the rest of the transits, then I'll be done. But I'm so excited. I had Deborah Eden Toll on my show, and she just released her third book. And it is called Luminous Darkness, an Engaged Buddhist Approach to Embracing the Unknown. That should hopefully be out by next week, that episode. Really excited about it. And I knew I wanted to bring it on because she and I never heard this term, endarkenment. And she taught me that term, and she really walks a path of endarkenment, embracing the stillness, the darkness, and becoming alive and learning how to flow within that. And I'm really excited about that episode. But something, this comes perfect for the coldness, the darkness of the year. So something that I was thinking about with that, and again, we'll talk more on that episode when it's released with her. So definitely look out for that in the next week. We are always doing to avoid darkness, but we need to be and embrace the endarkenment. And that's what we're going to do this winter. That's what I'm going to work on with you guys to awaken, because I think as a society, and I know I definitely talk about this in a lot of episodes, we are moving, we are doing, we're always go, 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 go. And wintertime feels so hard, the isolation, because all of a sudden we're still. And when we're still, we're left with what's filled up, that empty space. And that empty space sometimes feels like darkness, and it is darkness. And how do we embrace that darkness? I'm really excited. Again, check out that episode. Think about that, because what are you trying to escape? What darkness when you're escaping from things? What are you escaping, and how can you, embrace that darkness? And believe it or not, there's so much beauty and freedom and flow and peace in embracing that darkness. So my full moon, it's been really interesting. Kicked off, same. Didn't sleep well on Friday night because I was out really late. And then I worked like crazy Saturday, dead by Saturday night. And Sunday yesterday, move. And going back and forth. And I have a dear friend who has been a mentor and someone in my life for almost 20 years. And they've been very sick. Their health has gone downhill over the last couple of years. And yesterday, this person called me, and I called them and we were chatting. And they're not doing well, right? And it was interesting and sad to hear the ending, right? Or what this person perceives as the ending. And we're talking about these health issues, and we're talking about these things that are happening, and sort of like he was done, right? He's tired. He lived a long life, a good life, and he's tired. He doesn't want to handle this anymore. And it was really heartbreaking and interesting because he had said to me while on the phone, I think this is it. This is it, Colleen. And within the last I would say month, I've actually had 3 different conversations with 3 people who kind of know that they're dying and know that, the end is near. And it's been really interesting, and I'm very heartfelt that they trust with me in these moments to talk to me about it, but the perspective, what's important to these people as they come to realization that their life is probably ending. And with that, and with helps with just talking with them and guiding with them, it's been really in me to really look at life, right? When you're hearing people, which again, I had that same, experience with my father dying and him really teaching me how to look at life at the end of his life. It's been really, making me filled with so much gratitude and understanding, and really seeing that something is so much deeper than this. What really matters? None of this bullshit matters that we're always worried about, the day-to-day, getting here on time, doing this. What does this person think? What's going to happen? None of that shit matters. And again, talking to people when it gets to the end, they're not talking about any of that shit. None of that matters. They're talking and wondering about, the life and how they lived it. And more so, not just how they lived it, but how they felt when they lived it, right? Because that's really what matters, how they felt when they lived it. So it's been a weird, interesting, beautiful, uncomfortable, sad, really sad place to be at. Not for me, but for me, it's created these feelings and understanding and, again, being with these people as they're processing this emotion. So then, my kids, I couldn't sleep. I didn't want to take anything. Last night, for some reason, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take any melatonin. And I'm also not going to listen to what I listen to when I fall asleep. And then I couldn't fall asleep, but I was also being weirdly stubborn I was like, I don't want to turn the light. I'm just going to force myself to fall asleep. And then woke up. My kids were they were like, fighting and annoying me in the bed. And then, I had this moment with a child, that's in my neighborhood whose mother unfortunately passed away a year ago. And I could tell that this person was really upset and saddened. And, the bus ended up being 10 minutes late, and I was able to console this person, and just feel the sadness. And hopefully, we all have this sadness, we all have this pain, and we need to meet it in other people with love and compassion, even though sometimes that sadness is disguised as anger and aggression and all that other stuff. So again, it's been a lot. It's been a full moon of interesting, different feels. Let's talk about this week. So Mercury is back in Libra. So we are revisiting things that we went over while Mercury was retrograding in Libra. And if you remember, that is when when Mercury moved back into Libra, sorry, I got distracted by a text message. My kid's father is like bringing my son back and he's like, should I feed him? Sorry about that. So Mercury retrograde, it started retrograding in Libra, and right away it created some doubt in ourselves. It created some miscommunication where we had to choose ourselves first, find self-love. It also had us not sure about a decision, have us questioning what's healthy for us, what's happy for us, what's creating happiness. Is this creating balance in our life? So I think now that it's moving direct back into Libra, we should be getting those answers. We should be, moving forward with a new plan. And maybe we're moving forward with a new conversation, but more so moving forward with a new self-care plan. We took care of something that we needed. We got rid of something. We cut something out. We ended something that wasn't good for ourselves. We chose ourselves first in the way it needed to be. We needed to put ourselves first. It was healthiest to put ourselves first and to let go. And now we're finally seeing the positive shift. We're finally seeing that positive shift. Sometimes we make a decision for ourselves that we know is the right thing to do. But oftentimes we don't see that, we don't see the benefit right away. That's why it's so hard to do. Oftentimes we do something that we know is best for ourselves. And then we go through a series of emotions, right? Sadness, anger, kind of all of those mourning. And then all of a sudden we see it. We see the growth, we see the shift, we see the change in a positive way that makes it all worth it. So we might be finally seeing that positive shift that made that choice, that hard choice that you had to do, but you had to put yourself first. We're seeing that positive shift. And the positive shift will always come. Again, making those hard choices for ourselves, it's so hard because it doesn't feel good right away, but eventually it feels better than good. It feels amazing. So again, now you're feeling and seeing the benefits of that. And also like making a decision on a haircut, even something as simple as, because I think I said at Mercury retrograde, maybe don't make a major style change, but now maybe you were going back and forth of what color, what haircut. Now you know to do it and you have the confidence to do that. Tomorrow, the sun will be trine Saturn. We got the sun in Libra, trine Saturn. So there can be a little bit of repercussions here. I like to look at the rewards first. This can definitely be a reward for hard work, sacrifice, and dedication that shows up, something we've been doing every day. And the benefit of that is showing up for us. But this can also slow something down in our life. This can, even though it's trine, Saturn can slow something down, but maybe to see the benefit, right? Maybe it's slowing something down so you can live in the moment, so you can get a greater understanding or appreciation for it. So just remember, if something feels restricted or slow, that might be why. But this is definitely a day where like good karma is on your side, and doing the right thing is definitely on your side, and it might show up in some sort of way. Now, on Wednesday, we got Mercury moving opposite Jupiter again. And, from retrograde, I feel like I've talked about this like 4 different times. However, we're finally getting the answer and the solution that we wanted. Just like I said, Mercury moving back into Libra direct with the wisdom. So now, that difficult conversation that you guys couldn't come together with, with family, friends, lovers, whoever, relationships, now you're able to come together and all of a sudden it makes sense. The words are flowing freely between you guys and it all makes sense. There's also can be a newfound belief in yourself, a newfound strategy, or a newfound mindset from the shift that happened during Mercury retrograde. When we're in Mercury retrograde, we certainly do not feel the shift happening. We just feel the chaos. However, when it moves direct, and over the few weeks after moving direct, we feel the mental shift, the positive mental shift. And then we got Venus trine Saturn. So we're going to be wanting to go the long haul in relationships, or willing to put the work into our relationships, friendships. This can also, be as simple as as buying a dress and having to go to like a party that's very matriarchy, very castle-like, and you have to be very sophisticated somewhere that you normally aren't. It can show up in several ways, but this week should be good vibes, especially for those of you who are ready to have some good karma come on your side. Everything is a fluctuation through energy and through karma. And for those of you, because I know some people get a little freaked out by karma, karma is everything. Karma is the reaction to all of our actions, right? And that as far as the words we say, the intentions we put out there and the things we do. That is our karma and the things we learn. So karma is both good and bad, or as we talked about on the episode, the interview I did with Eden, Luminous Darkness, is accompanying what the heck is that word? You know what I'm talking about. Endarkenment and enlightenment. So I hope that was fabulous. I hope everyone has a good week. Again, we're going to be, again, that's what I was trying to say. Karma is both endarkenment and enlightenment. So allow that to flow freely through you and just let go of some resistance this week. If you feel resistance on the ego, resistance of the soul, say, what is this resistance doing? And is this, and sometimes also one last thing, as I say, look into like what you're trying to do to escape and what's holding you back. Also look at the fears of what's holding you back, because sometimes that feared thinking is also a way to escape. Again, our brain gets addicted to these things. So how can you stop that fear thinking and stop escaping from the life you truly want to live? Because you're escaping it through thinking fear all the time, and you need to believe in yourself. I love you all. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and we'll check in next week. Love you all. Bye.